Hey everyone, welcome to another Webflow Build With Me series live stream. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. So, for those of you who are new, we welcome you. We welcome all of you. And just to give you some context, these streams are a great place to help you get inspired and show you how different designs that you see all over the internet can be built in Webflow. And of course, if you're returning, you're one of the community members who are returning to these streams, welcome back. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's see who's in the chat. And first in the door, Peter. Peter, welcome back. Always happy to see your face in the live chat. We have someone from Bangladesh. Welcome. Kyle. Welcome back, my friend Josh Lowe, host of the Flow Walkers. Welcome. Manila, Jamel, Thomas. Jamel's from South Africa, and we have Canada in here. Lebanon. Omar from Lebanon. Yes. Welcome. And if you're just watching and not in the live chat, that's okay too, because I want to make sure that you get value out of these streams. I want to make sure that you learn something new. All right. So what are we doing today? So today we're going to learn how Skylar Kitchen, Webflow's own senior designer in the community team, how he built Webflow, the Webflow community website's hero row. Okay, so not the Earth glow, but the hero row. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go to the community page, share my screen. There we go. So this right here, I guess some people in the community call it the community race track or something like that, but it's like an orbiting effect. All right, and I think it's really cool because you just get to see some of the awesome faces of people in the community. And if you see your face here, oh, there's Josh right there. Yes. Yeah, this is what we like to do. We like to celebrate the community. And I want to share how Josh built this right here. It was kind of mind-blowing when he showed me. And I love to learn new tricks from everyone. And I'm like, oh, cool. I know probably I'm not going to use it anytime soon, the tricks that I've learned, but I know I may use it in the future. All right. And here is more exactly of what we're going to be building, something more simple. And after the stream, I'll put a clonable for this so you can reverse engineer or even use it in a future project. Okay. All right. And hold on, I'm coming in only on the left ear, someone says. All right, so let me see. I don't know, my balance is good. Let me check. If I'm having audio issues, my apologies. Let me fix that right now. Let me go back to me. I'm going to go to sound. Where's my sound? Doing live fixing right now. Audio? There we go. Sound, there we go. Input, yeah, we're gonna have to keep going because I don't see balance. Left, right. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep going. Sorry. You're good, Nelson. Okay, we're good. All right, so let's just keep going. All right, so now during the stream, all right, so you saw the example, and during the stream, we're going to show you how to structure the elements and style those elements. Then we'll add the Webflow interactions to make that orbiting effect, all right? And then here's the agenda for today, all right? So we're going to learn about the process to make the community page. We're going to obviously build the orbiting elements, and then we're going to add the interactions. And at the end, if we have time, we'll answer some Q&A that has nothing to do with this topic or questions that we didn't get to, all right? And so, again, if you have any questions about today's topic during the build, you can ask it, and I'll ask them and answer them during the stream, all right? And lastly, before we get into bringing in Skylar, who's our guest for today, there's a credit roll at the end of every stream, and we pinned a link at the top of the chat for you to put your name to that credit roll. So go ahead and start getting your names in. I want to see as many names as possible in that credit roll. Okay, I want to celebrate you all. So with that being said, let's bring senior designer in the Webflow community team, Skylar, to the stream. Hi, Skylar.
Nelson, hey, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Now, okay, I'm going to be honest. Before the stream, right before the stream, you had a pink sweater and you promised
I
Stacy you're going to
did.
wear it. What happened? You're going to make
Oh,
Stacy cry.
so much shame. It's hot in here.
Okay, it's
Okay, just
okay.
give me 1 second.
No, no, no. You don't have to. You don't have to. Oh, okay. He left. He's coming back. All
Doing
right.
it for Stacy.
Doing it for Stacy. Yes, if you don't know who Stacy is, she's actually featured in the Webflow comments tutorial video. So check that out. But yeah, there we go. Pink. All for you, Stacy. All
This
right.
was made by the great designer Rochelle in our brand team for Webflow Comp 2022. My
Yes.
favorite hoodie.
Nice, nice. And if it gets too hot in the room, like you're fine to switch. It's totally fine.
Thanks.
But
Appreciate it.
anyways, how you doing?
I'm great. So happy to share with the community. I've been a member of the community before I was even a part of Webflow. So yeah, it's great to be here.
I'm glad. I'm glad. So I'm really excited to learn more about how you built those orbiting orbiting interactions. But before we get into that, let me just start right here, and we're gonna learn about Skylar's process. All right. So this is what we're doing now. Skylar, let's jump deep into this. Like, where did this
Sure.
start? Like, how did your project for creating this community, at least the hero row, how did you get started with it?
Sure. So it all started with, a brand exercise for revamping Webflow Community's brand. I think this was, the first project I did coming into Webflow after Webflow Conf 2022. Um, yeah, it was like a long process of a lot of different exploration, a lot of really thinking about how to, I don't know, bring life to the community and represent it in a way that's I don't know, accurate.
Yeah.
But specifically for the hero section, I think it was more of like a last minute push to really make something exceptional that represents the community,
Yeah.
which I think was an important part of it. So
Yeah,
hence why we.
that is a tall order. Like, how do you
Oh,
get because you and I are both from this wonderful Webflow community. Um how and we understand the vibe, whether it be like in a virtual meeting like a flow party or Floxies or whatever. You get that virtual vibe, but when you meet someone in person and you geek out about Webflow, it's an even
mhm.
more genuine vibe. So like the tall order, like for a designer, how do you get that vibe, that experience of Webflow community into one section and
So
explain that
difficult.
vibe in less than 6 seconds of a load? So that must have been tough. So like, where did you start to get your inspiration for the hero role from?
Yeah. Well, first, it could have gone so many different ways. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many ways to represent the community. For the inspiration for the actual interaction itself, kind of we started working on the hero like really almost right before our launch date. It was the last thing I built on the the whole community page. Um, I turned to Corey, who was working alongside me. Kind of, I've been asking him a lot of questions. Corey
Mhm.
Moan, who's super talented designer on the brand team.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, he showed me a similar interaction that kind of made like for a project that never actually got built. And I was like, oh, this would be perfect for showcasing some of the community members. Then we just built it really fast and launched it.
That's awesome. Like, did And you said you wanted to, before the stream, you said you had some other things you wanted to share for the process, like like what other ideas did you have for the hero row? And do you have some to share?
Sure. I have a very large Figma file. I'll just share a little taste of it.
Okay, I'll pull up your screen
Um,
right now. Okay, your screen is up now. All right.
awesome. Yeah, very large Figma file. I had to break it up into several ones because it was so big.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's some like early wireframe iterations from what I was building like before we even got into the actual aesthetics of the design. Thinking about different ways of showcasing community members, or getting that, I don't know, feeling of community in a somewhat fun and playful way.
Yeah.
You can see some of the early iterations that we had for potentially updating the Webflow community mark. Ended up not using that, but we did
I see in
use.
like column 2 in the last one, I think like row 3, you're playing around with circles. Whereas like the first column is all about squares and like floating squares or
Mm,
something. And then I see like you're starting to play with circles. And then even on the third column, 2 of them are kind of circle-ish.
yeah,
So I see you playing. Oh, okay, 3 of them are like circles. So I
a
see
lot of
those early
circles.
explorations, but yeah, that
Yeah, I think
so
metaphorically, I think circles. I don't know. I feel like it's a good representation of what the community is.
yeah, yeah. I mean, a community is like a circle of friends, people
Yeah,
of like-minded people that like to geek out about something. Um,
I was asking community members, when I was building it, like what is the feeling of community to you, Webflow community specifically?
yeah.
Somebody mentioned that it was like a warm hug, so that was the
Okay.
feeling that I was trying to
So
embody.
yeah, again, how do you visualize a warm hug in a hero
Yeah,
row? My gosh, my gosh. And so Josh says this is so cool. I agree. I agree. Early explorations I really like. So what is the process like? So you go from these early explorations, and then what is the process like to make the hero row happen?
yeah. First, start off with sketches in a sketchbook, usually, and
Yeah.
then start making these very low fidelity wireframes, and then start building up fidelity into something that is, you know, something that is actually representational of what you're going to build. So I like to have a good idea of what I'm going to build before I actually jump into Webflow. Usually, it's
Yeah.
not always the case,
Yeah.
but for this one specifically, started making uh, the sphere in Figma, and then actually building it inside of Webflow. Um, to actually build it, yeah, started. I'm going to share the community page.
Okay.
Um, started with the base animation that I'm going to share with you right now, and then slowly building aesthetically on top of that, like all the little details, like how does the ring work, how does the hover states work with the pulsing effect. There's little, you can barely see them probably on the screen, but there's little glares that are like orbiting around,
Oh, I
trying
didn't
to
know there's
just
a
add
hover
little
effect.
touches.
I
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just realized that now. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's cool. And I'll put it in the live chat if you want to see this page. It's webflow.com/community. Yeah. Yeah, this is awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we get into the build?
I think that's it. Yeah, let's
Okay.
get into the build.
All right, we're getting to the build. So right now we're going to watch Skylar, and we're going to learn from him on how he builds and sets up the elements and styles the elements for this orbiting orbiting interaction. All right, and again, this project that he's building will be available as a clonable for you to put in your own workspace for free, and you can use it for future projects or reverse engineer just to learn more. All right, so Skylar, you have Webflow open, blank page. Take it away.
Sure. Blank page. I got few people that we can start using as placeholders. First thing I want to do is just make a section that fills the page. Let's do, well, actually, we probably don't even need to do that. Maybe just,
okay, so you're adding a section and it's 100 VH. All right, to take over the whole screen. You're flexing center. Okay, so yeah, when you add display flex and you align it center vertically and horizontally, that's how you get the center of the screen.
right. So let's just make a parent wrapper for this whole animation.
Okay.
So just for display purposes, let's make it, yeah, roughly 600 pixels. So I think from this point, we want to just justify ahead of time because we know that the animations are going to be centered. So I'm going to set display flex, align and justify center.
Got it.
So now, first thing I want to do is actually just add an image in there. Set our first person.
Okay.
So
we have a circle wrapper and then we have a image. All right. 6060.
We have Florian here from France. Okay, so 60 pixels, and let's go ahead and just add a little bit of styling to it.
Yep. So maybe border radius 50% is what makes an element a perfect circle.
That's right. So we got our first person, and let's also make the thing that is rotating, the whole sphere that's orbiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So let's just name it circle. Okay. And let's also set it to 100% of the whole circle wrapper.
Okay. Oh, okay, so the circle wrapper, so it takes up 600 pixels by 600 pixels because it's 100%.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually just going to remove my person because let's deal with the circle first. Okay. I need to set it to relative because we're going to set it to absolute, and our circle wrapper needs to be relative.
Okay. So the circle is targeting its position absolute to the circle wrapper.
That's right.
Got it.
So to visualize this, let's just make it a nice, cool purple color.
And again, if you have any questions during this stream and you're in the live chat, go ahead and post it in. Rohith, I think that's how you say his name, is asking, can I get a job by learning Webflow? Oh, you can. There's opportunities for you. Yes.
So I got my job.
There you go. Skylar was an architect before he had Webflow. So career change. All right. So you made the circle. You added a background color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got the circle. Let's add that person back in. Mm-hmm. So we have the person, and we want it to orbit the circle.
Yes.
So let's add a wrapper around it so that we can orbit it correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, so we want this to be absolute, filling up the whole circle, but we want it to be centered on the top so that it orbits correctly. Huh. So let's see, what should I do here? So let's center it.
Okay.
And display vertical center. Actually, let's stretch it space between. And to save some time, we can double it up so that there's a rotating person on the top and on the bottom. We can double the amount of people rotating.
Well, that saves time. Rather than just doing one person at a time, and then you're actually doing two at a time.
That's right,
okay. Yeah. All right. See, that's the first trick. I was like, okay.
So a little bit of arranging. Our wrapper is now centered on the circle.
So you use the margin on the left and right as auto.
That's right.
To center it. Okay. And you added a width to that. Okay, and the width of that person wrapper is 60 pixels, which is the same width as the pictures of the community members.
Yeah, that's right.
Got it. Okay. I'm with
So
you.
now we want the person to be centered on the ring, right? So we're just going to go ahead and push the boundaries of the absolute positioned elements a little higher, and we should be good.
So
Okay.
that's another trick that you showed me before the stream that I was like, wait, what? Because like my mind would have been like, okay, let me take the top photo and do negative margin to the top, and then the bottom photo, negative margin to the bottom, which adds like what, 10 more clicks or something. But what you did when you showed me this, I was like, wait, you can take the absolute position and add negative to both the top and bottom.
That's
That's
right.
like 2 clicks versus 10.
2 clicks. Easy peasy.
Yo,
This whole build is easy peasy.
everything's
So,
easy after the fact.
yeah, that's true. Good point. Looking back at our original, so we have 3 rings. Let's go ahead and build those rings.
Okay. Oh,
So
so the first one's done already.
First one's done. We're good.
Okay, so now we're on the second circle.
Build the second circle.
Okay,
Add
giving a combo
to
class. Got it.
Yeah, and instead of 100% of that parent wrapper, let's just set it to 75%.
All right, simple math.
Just for this display. Okay, and it's kind of off to the side here, but if we just use absolute position auto on all the sides, all of them are pushing towards the center. So now it's in the center.
And that only works because you have the width and height as 75%.
That's right, yeah.
All right.
And also the circle wrapper also has, let me just rename this real fast. Gotta keep it nice and clean. We also have align center and justify center on the parent wrapper, which is why it centers in the middle. So if we didn't do that, it would push it aside. So it's easy peasy, right? So let's just build the last one really fast.
Okay. So you just
no, I don't want to rename. I want to duplicate.
Duplicating the combo class, and okay, so we have circle, middle, and center.
Yeah. So it's as easy as changing it to 50%.
Nice.
You know, I kind of forgot to just make these a little different. So let's just to visually represent the rings a little easier.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Just changing the background color.
There we go.
Nice.
If you can see from the reference, there's like a little bit of difference between the rings.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is that it for the setup?
That's it. Yeah. Then we just add our interactions.
Did you submit your application to the speed build challenge?
Not yet. No.
It wouldn't be fair. You work for Webflow. It's part of the rules. You can't.
Shucks.
Only community members. But yeah, that was a fast build. I mean, yeah, you're just taking the main circle, adding a combo class for the middle, and then duplicate that combo class for the center. That was really quick. Right. And now you just change the images to be different community members. Yeah, HTML, CSS, done. My gosh. Fast. All right. And again, if you have any questions, live chat, now's the time to ask them. If you have any questions about something else, go ahead and ask it later at the end of the stream. But yeah, let's get into interaction. So Skylar is going to show us how to make the orbiting effect work. And I mean, you can use this for all different types of applications. If you're like some space website or something like that, which I love. I mean, look what I'm wearing. Like a solar system or some sort of atom. You're showing elements or something and how an atom works or something. I don't know, electrons and sciencey stuff. I think, you can use this for a lot of things. But yeah, Skylar, show us how to do the interactions to make this orbiting effect work.
Absolutely. Also, please share with me if you end up doing something similar to this in one of your builds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start the orbit, and I will walk through the different steps. Scroll into view.
Okay, you're adding
start an animation.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going along with you.
Rotate outer for the outer ring. So let's rotate that circle. Let's start at 360, and let's go to 0 degrees to make a clean loop. Okay. So,
Whoa.
I forgot. Sorry, guys.
That was so fast.
Sorry, I forgot to change the duration. Let's do like 50.
I like how you got startled by your own animation.
So
you got to
duration 50 seconds, and we want it to loop continuously. So we want the end point to not have a duration, so it resets automatically to that the 0 point.
Can you show your sorry, one more time? Can you go back in your animation?
Sure.
And so you the first step in this animation is going to 360 with a duration of 10 seconds, and then the second step you want to reset that, and it's 0 degrees, so 360 back to 0, but its duration is 0 seconds, meaning it happens instantaneously that the human eye can't see that happen.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So if you look at the loop, we gotta wait a whole 10 seconds. It will automatically like switch back to that original spot. But if you notice, the people don't rotate. So they're basically just turning upside down. So we actually want to add another rotation counterclockwise to that individual person.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Because you go like this, and then you have to counter rotate. Got it.
Too much math, I know.
Not much math. I mean, it's just instead of positive 360, is it negative 360? I mean, that's
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So simple math.
You got it. Yeah. So yeah, like you said. So this is 360. We want it to go counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So let's start with negative 360.
Okay.
Can't type.
There we go.
And let's
right click, duplicate.
Change the duration to 0 and
set it back to 0.
I think I accidentally hit 100. Okay. Look at that.
And there you go.
Rotating perfectly.
So as one's going this way, the other ones are turning the opposite direction. Okay.
Easy peasy.
And we're done.
All right.
Okay, how many times are you going to say that during the stream?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Again, easy is relative. If you're just now learning Webflow, again, easy is relative, but we truly hope you get to this point in your Webflow career where it's like, oh yeah, it's easy peasy. That's what we're trying to help you all do.
Yes.
All right. So second interaction.
I could have duplicated the second interaction, but let's actually let's reset this. So I want to select the second circle.
Okay, that's what you're affecting. That's your
scroll into view.
Yep. Scroll into view.
Maybe we can just duplicate this one.
Yep. Okay, duplicate.
And call it rotate middle. Okay. So essentially just maybe this will just work. Yeah, there we go. Look, it's already working.
Nice.
So one caveat is instead of all of them starting at their initial position in the center, on page load, we want it to start kind of across the sphere, the orbit. So for instance, when I started this one, they all started in different initial positions.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, for this build, let's actually set that initial position as a rotation. So it's as simple as...
Careful with that word again.
Sorry.
It's okay. So
setting an initial state.
Okay, setting an initial state for the rotate. Okay.
Yeah. So we have to tell Webflow where we want it to start from. And then once it loops, if you set an initial state, it will ignore the initial state when it starts looping again. And I'll work through it to explain what I just said. So if we want, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no, go.
If we want an initial state that's not 0 degrees, let's just go with like 60 degrees. So this starts here, and we also have to add the counterclockwise to 60 degrees for the people. So let's add a rotate to the people. Nope, there it is. set its initial state
Okay.
to -60 degrees. So now we should be good. But we also want to add that initial state, that additional 60 degrees to all of the other angles that we already added. So
Okay.
360 degrees, for instance, we want it to stop at 360 degrees plus 60 degrees. So just, I love the addition that you can just add things inside of Webflow. It's so easy.
Oh yeah. Rather than using a calculator, you can just put simple math inside of Webflow values. So 360 plus 60 and press enter and it gives you 420. I mean, we could have typed 420, but like, let the computer do it.
Exactly. Yeah, so we add 360 plus 60 is 420, and then we add -420 and 60 and -60.
So you have the end state, the initial state being was it 60, and then you want to rotate to 420, and then you want it to reset back to 60. So okay, makes sense.
That's right. So let's just preview it real fast. Sweet, it's working. Let's make sure that this one's on there. And let's just build the last one. Scroll into view. Did I get that right? Did I get the wrong one? What am I doing? Just go ahead and duplicate it. It's a little easier.
Makes sense.
I don't think we need to do anything besides change the angle on this one if we wanted to stagger even more. So instead of 60, let's do 120.
Okay. Okay. Going easy numbers.
-120.
-120, and that one is 420 plus 120. Don't need a calculator.
420 plus 60 because we're adding 60 to
yeah,
the...
plus 60. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Sorry if I confused you.
It's all good.
And there we go. And
okay. Make sure these are looping.
Loop. That one's looping.
Loop.
And checking the last one. Is it looped? Yeah, it is.
This one's looped.
Preview.
Should be working. Oh, it's working. It's going really fast, but it's orbiting.
Yeah, I mean, you can make it slower, like set it to 10 minutes or something, but no.
Just do 60. And to make them race, you can, change the duration. So let's see.
Yeah, the duration.
Yeah, let's change it to so the last one was 50 or 60.
60. So this one, I think it's 35, and then the last one, I don't know, 25, I guess.
Yeah, not 40, whatever.
Don't you know how planets work? If the closer you are to the center of something, it goes faster.
I think I messed one of the angles up, but we're pretty much there. Oh, because I didn't change this one to 60, but.
And Josh is saying, I think you should rotate by cosine 60. Okay, that's too far. Talk about cosine and sine. No. Square root. We're not doing that. Awesome. Now they're having a race. Cool.
Oh, Josh is also an engineer.
Oh.
That's why he knows all about cosines.
There he goes. Amazing. Again, that was simple. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Well, thank you for sharing this cool trick with me and the community. A lot of cool little tidbits that I've learned from you there, like the absolute positioning can be negative on the top and bottom. Using flex with space between, so you can rotate two images instead of having to do one by one, which is initially what I thought you did on the hero row. But yeah, awesome. And again, we will put a clonable link in the YouTube description below. You can get that soon after the stream. But yeah, that's about it. Let's go into Q&A. I don't know if there's any questions left in the chat, but this is your time to put your questions in for either Skylar and I, if you want to learn more about what Skylar does here at Webflow, if you want to learn more about Webflow, like now's the time. And yeah, and while we're doing the Q&A, don't forget, put your name in the credit roll that's pinned at the top of the chat. Go ahead and start putting your names in because we're going to have the credit roll really, really soon. Kyle is saying tan 60. Oh, go tans. I don't but he says, this was great. Thanks, Skylar. I Duo says this is amazing. So no questions in chat, but I think I have a question for you. What's the next thing that you're building, or have you launched anything new lately?
Funny you should ask. We both are just launched Webflow Challenge.
Can you pull that
about
up?
30 minutes ago. Absolutely.
Webflow Challenge. So can you tell me a little bit about this? And yeah, tell me a little about this Webflow Challenge.
Absolutely. So this is your chance to win some Webflow prizes. Each week for the next 4 weeks, we're going to have different prompts. This week's prompt is to design and build the coolest toggle button. I'm going to build a toggle button as well. I saw Nelson's toggle button that he created recently, and it's awesome. It'll be super fun. Share on hashtag Webflow Challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. You get 1 free year of CMS site plan, swag bag. You get spotlighted on social media. Make sure to submit at the form at the bottom of the page. There's plenty of frequently asked questions. If that doesn't answer your question, feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, social media. Yeah, I'd love to see what everybody's building.
Yeah, you built this page really quickly, and like it's impressive that you added a timer at the top, and then like there's a page load. Can you refresh your page real quick?
Sure.
Nice. Like that's so smooth. That's so cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that first challenge, challenge yourself. It's not a speed build. It's not a speed build. Just challenge yourself. And here, I'm gonna go to my screen real quick. I'm gonna show so something I've built a long time ago. I think 2018 or something. It was just there was a dribble shot, and I was like, oh, I want to make something cool with a toggle button. So, a little bit of flexing right now, but like, don't mind if I do. So here's a little sleepy, happy toggle. It's like, wake up, good morning, and good night. So, yeah, I would love to see what the community builds with this first Webflow challenge, and you can win some prizes. So yeah, webflow.com. What's it? Webflow.com/community/webflow-challenge. Yeah, so Kyle saying very cool, keeps the speed build energy flowing. That I agree. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. Skylar, do you have any other words for the community before I let you go?
I got nothing. Thanks for having me on. Make sure to do the challenge.
Yeah, because it's easy peasy. I had to. All right, thank you so much, Skylar, for all the great work you do at Webflow for the community. It's very inspiring, and hope to have you on the stream in the future.
Yes, please invite me again. All right. Thank you so much.
Will do. Have a great day. Bye. All right. So, credit roll time. If you haven't got your name in, well, I mean, I gave you enough fair warning. We're going to do the credit roll right now. All right. Let's see who's in the chat. We got Ibrahim. Welcome. Rohith, Elisa. Skylar is this design guru, obviously. Kyle today is the markup monarch. Awesome. And Peter is our animation alchemist. Welcome, all of you wonderful people, and thank you so much. Aaron will be back next week for his workflow series stream. Yeah, so if you need any more help learning Webflow, lots of tutorials over at university.webflow.com. Lots of great courses. It's all free. Take advantage of it and learn Webflow. And someone asked in live chat, can you get a job learning Webflow? Yes. Yes, you can. And lots of great tutorials there. If you need help with your account, go to support.webflow.com. And our support team is there to help you out 24/7. So just ask your question and they'll help you out as soon as they can. If you have any design or custom code questions, need help with your project, that's when you would go to discourse.webflow.com to ask the community for help or help the community in return. All right. That's it for this stream. I'll see you next time. And as always, make the web beautiful together. See ya.